Steph Curry, Finals MVP. Love to throw that amongst all your other accolades in there now. But tell us about this team and what's been happening recently, right? Like I just said, winners in 13 of your last 16. You get Draymond Green back. It seems like you're getting healthier at the right time. How are you guys feeling about your rhythm?
A wild roller coaster of a season, on the court, off the court, and we've held on hope that we, could form an identity of how to win basketball games, how to be a consistent team. We know there's still levels to get to, but you continue to put yourself in a position where all we want to do is find our way into the postseason, with momentum and, like you said, with health, and take a swing at it. So we're doing everything in our power to control what we can control. We understand that the West is tough. There's so many great teams that are playing at a high level, all the way through the standings. And then there's 4 good teams in the play-in, trying to jockey for position. So our identity has been being a great defensive team, and that connects our offense. We've done that really well over the last, 15 games. And it's just a matter of continuing to sustain that. And it's helpful to have Chris Paul back. It's helpful to have Draymond back, like you said. We hope Wiggs is back soon. And then we can, play our best basketball ahead these next, 6-7 weeks.
Last question for you here, Steph. First and foremost, I got to say what Sam just said. Congrats on the 4th baby announcement that came out earlier today.
He's still working, baby. He's still working on and off the court.
But here's the deal.
Might as well.
All-Star Weekend, right, with Sabrina Ionescu, but that's not the first time I've seen you have a shootout against a women's basketball player, AZ Fudd. That was amazing a few years ago. What does it mean to you? Why is it always important to be such an ambassador for not just the men's game, but also the women's game as well?
I think it's most important because we have the opportunity and the platform to just celebrate good basketball. Like, I know there's the semantics of the women's game right now and how much attention, and deservedly so, is on the game, how it's growing. But what Sabrina showed that weekend is shoot or shoot. Doesn't matter, what ball, what line. She came out there and really put on a show for the world to see. Wasn't afraid of the spotlight. And I think that's such an amazing and impactful message for the next generation of hoopers, boys and girls. Work on your craft, believe in yourself, have confidence. And she demonstrated that at the highest level. She put a lot of pressure on me to go out there and try to win that. So Kobe used to say it all the time. You try to leave the game in a much better place than when you found it. That's obviously in the NBA what I've done and try to do for these last 15 years, but it's also on basketball in general. And to support the women's game is huge. You got to keep doing it. So it's cool to see Coach Witherspoon and on the bench in WNBA now. So we're gonna keep following it and see how it grows.
Moses, what were the last 24 hours like for you? How did you keep yourself busy on the plane when you're sitting on the runway like that?
Yeah, it was 2 o'clock in the morning. I was asleep. I was stretched out, laid out, asleep. I slept on the plane before we switched planes. I was just sitting there and then got another. I've been asleep throughout the time. Yeah,
what did you guys feel, today, especially early on? How did you kind of power through the circumstances the last 24 hours to, run away from the Raptors in the second half?
Yeah, the circumstances were what they was, but, you kind of got to pay attention to yourself and say, how do you actually feel, not how should you feel because of the situation. It's like, I was cool.
The Toronto fans were cheering for you guys by a lot of moments, especially Steph and Clay. Does that make a difference when the team that you're visiting, some of their fans are rooting for you?
Yeah. We got home gyms all around the country. And when you got the way they feel about Steph and Clay and Dre, what the campaign they put on around the league, just showing that love and respect. So it's cool to reap the benefits of it.
17 points for you tonight. How do you, after your third straight start, how do you feel like you're settling in with the starting group?
Yeah, just settling in. In different situations every time, every night. Just finding a role, finding how you can help.
What do you think? It's been like that throughout kind of this whole stretch. You guys have won 13 of 16, but guys in and out of the lineup. What's been the key to maintaining the team chemistry over this last month plus and maintaining the momentum despite all the changes?
Yeah. I feel like a lot of that is a testament to the guys on this team, rather more than just what we're doing on the court. But we got a really good group of guys, just different players going through so many different things. Rather if you're in the rotation, if you're not in the rotation, but like the guys that's not in the rotation is kind of holding that down. Just because anybody that's going through anything on the court, you can look at one of us, you know, in different times throughout the season. It's like everybody's just being mature and grown about all the different situations going on. So I feel like that's why we're able to power through these tough times and these tough situations. And then when you winning, and that part look good too.
Again, looking forward to an early night of rest tonight.
yeah, you know, gotta catch up from last night.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sort of messed up your offense a little bit. Is there any update on his hand, how he did?
Left hand injury. Doctors are taking a look at it right now. We don't have more information at this point.
But it sure had an effect on your offense in the third quarter especially. Did you feel that?
Yes, obviously when you lose an all-star player in the game, that definitely changes a lot of things there. We tried with different lineups, different players tonight, gave multiple players opportunities there. I thought that we got some high-quality looks and we missed some wide-open shots. On the other side, they made theirs. But where I really think that game was decided was their offensive rebounding. We allowed 15 offensive rebounds, and that's something that we got to do a better job in controlling that.
Tucker, were you okay with your team's overall energy? You're playing against a team that didn't get into their hotel till 7 a.m. and on the back-to-back. You would have thought maybe you would have had an advantage.
I thought that we had moments that we did really good job, especially that start of the game. I thought that our energy was great. We were getting deflections and steals and stops in a row, but we missed layups and we missed a couple of wide open shots. And I told our guys in a timeout, like, we cannot allow that missing good looks, that our energy changes there. So I think if we made a couple of those early layups and then threes, I think we would have like much more energy and we would have much better game from that point.
Were you able to see how Scotty hurt the hand? It was hard to kind of...
I did not. It was behind me, and I was already looking at what was going on. I saw him there, so that's why quickly we took a foul just to be able to get him out of the game, but I did not see.
Obviously not the way that you would have wanted to get to it because it was necessitated by the injury, but how did you feel about what you saw from the Yak and Kelly front court?
They shared some minutes together. I thought that defensively it was the right thing to do, so we could keep them in our coverages against Kuminga and against Draymond Green. I thought that they were trying to figure out a little bit spacing, and Kelly, playing as a backup five. He was now at a position of power forward, so a little bit different offense for him. Still figuring out, but I don't mind those two guys sharing the court and playing off of each other for sure.
What did you think of DJ and his minutes?
Limited minutes, obviously, but I really liked the energy right away when he came in there, and he just doesn't look like that he's afraid of the moment, and that's something that I really like about him.
Is there anything from practice that also stands out about his game from what you've seen?
He's just very, very good athlete, a player that's trying to make right play every single time down the floor. He's pretty physical on defensive end. He's still learning our terminology and coverages. We made some adjustments there on the fly that he was trying to pick up on all of that. And, you cannot have a better opportunity to go out there today to play against Klay Thompson and Steph Curry and to learn guarding those guys.
Thanks very much.
Thank you, guys.